Of course, that is New Orleans Saint quarterback Drew Brees, and over the past few days, he has come under fire over his comments about kneeling and bringing the flag into it. As we know, that is absolutely BS, and he should be ashamed of himself as far as I'm concerned. If you remember, when Kaepernick first kneeled in 2016, Brees, was against that. And he actually had doubled down on his comments after, of course, the tragic death of George Floyd. And when he was asked about the protests, he again said that he will never agree with anybody disrespecting the flag of the United States of America, and citing his grandfather being a World War II veteran. Now, as we know, ladies and gentlemen, this was never about the flag. That was one of those psych outs used by not only the media, but of course, the idiot in chief. I'm not going to mention his name again. As you know, he has garnered far too much publicity as far as I'm concerned, and enough people are saying his name, and that is what this guy wants. But as far as I'm concerned, his apology, whether you want to accept the apology or not, obviously is up to you. I personally don't. But he went into full cover your hiney mode when, of course, the so-called commander-in-chief has said after his apology that he was disappointed that he backtracked from his apology and claims that he should not have done so. But for Drew Brees to take that time to criticize Trump in covering his own behind was just downright despicable. And the sad part is, as far as I'm concerned, he did that because he knew he was losing his own locker room. Because if you know, a couple of his teammates were totally against him, very upset that Brees did this. And since then, a couple of his teammates, guys like Demario Davis, and probably more important because he's on the offensive side and by far the best receiver on the team, and you can make a case he's definitely a top 3 receiver, if not the top receiver in football. Michael Thomas also accepted his apology. Again, he was in full cover your behind mode. Now, whether he is truly repentant, only Drew Brees knows that. Now, to be quite honest, I'm very skeptical of his apology. And to be quite frank, I'm skeptical of all of these people. Very skeptical. But, of course, he is trying to rein in the locker room because he knows that, number one, this is his final season. And number two, he has definite competition. Now, I understand that Jameis Winston was an interception machine. But to be fair, he did throw for 5,000 yards. He did not have a great running game. He did not have an Alvin Kamara when he was with Tampa Bay. And that is a huge component of that offense. They are basically a run-first offense now in New Orleans. And Drew Brees basically is a check-down quarterback. Now, you can question a lot of things with Winston. One thing you cannot question about Jameis Winston is his arm strength. And let's face it, they would put in the who at that time was the number 3 quarterback, Taysom Hill, to throw many of the deep passes and the Hail Marys, because quite frankly, Drew Brees does not have the arm that he once had. And to be fair, Drew Brees never had a top 10 arm as far as arm strength anyway. Now, he is quite accurate. And I'm not knocking him as a quarterback. but I am knocking him as a leader. And I am knocking him as far as his stance, knowing full well that it's never been about the flag. And anybody that tells you that, they know is full of BS. But it will be very interesting to see what happens because trust me, if the Saints stumble out of the gate, let's say they're like 1-3 in the first four, I mean, the locker room will start grumbling, and I would not be shocked if we saw Jameis Winston take over as quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. So, not only will this be Drew Brees' final season, it will be by far his most challenging, both on and off the field. Please like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Claude White. Take care, and God bless.